Across the country, there are sad stories of thousands of delinquents who are skipping school. Of course, I'm talking about teachers.
A persistent funding shortage, which has cost public schools $6.6 billion since 2009, led them to walk off the job and close down schools last week.
I have a problem with them just going on strike. They should all be fired.
I'm here at the Capitol in Denver, where thousands of teachers have walked out of school to ask for more pay.
We have waited long enough, we have worked hard enough, we have been quiet long enough that something has to happen now.
Okay, I'm sorry, I feel like you're using an outside voice right now. Maybe you should use your inside voices when you're striking.
I'm a teacher, I don't have an inside voice.
Colorado's got one of the worst funded K-12 systems in the country, even though it's got one of the most booming economies in the country.
Why do you think teachers across the country are striking now?
Honestly, I'm just inspired by the student activism I've seen around the country.
So if a teenager asked for higher pay for teachers and jumped off a bridge, would you too?
When they stand up on principle, I think it's our job to stand there with them.
It's so sad to see him peer pressured by these kids to follow the cool crowd, smoking cigarettes in an alley and demanding a living wage. Red, red, they're all wearing red.
We're the Bloods. No, it's red for public ed.
Nationwide, politicians have been trying their best to keep these teachers in school through inaction, blaming them for abuse, and even threatening to put them in jail. But the teachers keep striking. Luckily, I've seen some movies and I know exactly what to do when kids or 40-year-olds are acting out. All these hooligans need to turn their life around is a cool white savior in a big leather jacket who sits backwards on her chair and inspires them with poetry. So I strutted my way into this grim Denver suburb to meet up with the teachers who walked out of school and dangerous minds the out of them. Things are gonna be different around here.
Oh my God, that would have been way easier with an apple.
I believe that you have potential, but then I see you walking out of school. I was gonna say—
Sometimes you have to walk out for one day. Sometimes you have to ruffle feathers to make a bigger impact.
We decided we need to take action. We need to make sure our legislators listen and they start being held accountable. We're getting shortchanged. Our students are getting shortchanged, and we want change.
Got a little poetry for you guys. Because if I know one thing, it's that a white lady who's into poetry can save some juvenile delinquents. Okay? So whoever wants to just start by reading one of the lines off their poetry, please.
Application for McDonald's employment.
Yes. What else?
Home Depot.
Music to my ears.
An application for a second job that a lot of teachers hold.
Yes, yes, yes! Why have one job when you can have two or three? Why should teachers just do one job when you're so capable?
Sometimes it's a struggle. I teach over the summer and I do some odd jobs here and there to make ends meet so that I can have a reasonable standard of living.
I want to put my time and energy into my students, into my classroom. I can't do a second job and be the best teacher I could be.
They weren't moved by my poetry. I had to go full-on uplifting montage. Repeat after me. A negative times a negative equals a positive. Better contract and more resources aren't out there. It's in here. These are excuses. I can live on $30,000 a year.
You can?
I can't. I make at least $200,000 a year, and I deduct all of my facials and haircuts. My plan isn't working, and this movie's almost over. We need a plot twist, so I tried listening to them. Okay, wise guys, you know better than me. How would you solve this problem?
Smaller class sizes.
I would make sure our schools were fully funded and make sure our kids' mental health needs are met.
I'd look to start equitably taxing our wealthy and our corporations. They get the biggest tax breaks, and we are shortchanged because of it.
Okay, but the thing is, that doesn't make for a good story. It's like the funner story is you guys overcome it on your own, and I think you get pregnant, and maybe you get shot. That's a good story.
Problem is, we're not a story. These are our students' lives. These are our future.
Some people can't be saved. In fact, this week, at least 10,000 Colorado teachers returned to the streets for a strike, following in the footsteps of these other states. Some predict North Carolina is next. Ooh, me and my big leather jacket smell a sequel.